Hello. Hi, Martina. Hello. I can't see tonight. Hi, Martina. Hi, Annie. Hello. I can't see tonight. Hi, Martina. Hi, Annie. Hello. Janelle. Hi, Martina. Hi, Annie. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. Janelle. I got me in the background. Oh, my gosh. Okay. She's special tonight. How's everybody doing? Hello, hello, hello. Not you, Parker. I'm not talking to you. Okay, the color seems okay. Color seem okay. Alright. I was messing with some of the effects and let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I really like the bubble one. Let's see. Can y'all see that? Oh, I can only see that. Oh, ooh, ooh, ooh. And then I really like this one. We're swimming, swimming, swimming. Hi, Flo. Hi, Phil. Yeah, I had a very relaxing Saturday. I did absolutely nothing. It looks dark on my end, but okay. Yeah, Martin, that's because it's starting to get cold. Starting to get cold. That author is rising up. Hey, Flo. I like the bubbles too, but I guess it might be distracting if I use it the whole time. Hey, Lovecraft. We got some, thank you. Parker says hi to the Parker Potsy and any new subscribers. Please do subscribe and thumbs up. We appreciate it. We're trying to get to, Parker, hand me the, I got a treat. Come here, come here. I got a treat. Come here. Come here, Parker. He's always doing something. Come here. Come here. All right. All right. Guess what? What you do with my top? What you do with my top? Oh. Yeah. Okay. Move. Sorry, guys. I apologize. Parker is the cat to my wine fell, and he wanted to play. I do, Annie. Does it look dark on you guys' side? Hi, SV. I don't know how to say the last name. Natasha. Okay. We starting off early tonight. Thank you, guys. I have the ring light. I have the big lights to go in the back. I have the whole setup, except for it's in the garage, and I have not wanted to go figure out where I packed it up yet. I bought all that stuff during COVID when I first decided I was going to try to do a YouTube page. And, yeah, so I'm not going to rebuy it. But it looks clear. It looks clear on my TV, so I'm thinking that's what y'all see. A little dark? Okay, so let's see. Oh no, that's too dark. I was trying to make it. What about that? That. thought you were gone, child. Oh, you already took that person out? You know what? They almost make me want to start another live. But I'm gonna deal with it. I'm going to deal with it. Since I haven't done a live all week, I guess that's my payback. Okay. Well, Annie, if you see my garage, then you would understand why I don't want to go out there, because y'all know that I'm packing up. And the plan was to move by the first of the year, but it looks like with everything I got going on, I will be here, but I still got to pack everything up and take it out of the house because we're redoing all the floors. So, yeah. I'm sorry, Moz, Martin and Lovecraft, y'all gonna be on your jobs tonight, because these people are coming out the woodwork. And I don't know why it's gotten so bad lately. It seems like when I come on between 7 and 8, it seems to be a lot better. But Annie, I do have my son coming because he's going to take the family room furniture over to his place because I want to go with the more caramel look. So maybe when he does that, I can have him go out there and see if he can find it for me. Oh my gosh, I don't even feel like reading them. Thank you, Lovecraft. So, I know everybody's not here yet. We got people that's going to be rolling in. So, did you guys see my question out there about should our military be used on American citizens? The United States military be used on United States citizens? So what I did have some people comment. So what do y'all think? And I know in other countries, Martina, you said yes. Why? I know they do that in other countries, right? In other countries, when there's an uprising and stuff, they use their military to kind of squash it. But, hi, Christina. So I was wondering, and I heard this from one of the candidates that was saying, and it wasn't because they were talking about an uprising, they were saying that people who didn't go along with whatever they wanted to put in place once they became president of the United States, that if it was a group of people coming against them, then if need be, they would use the United States military to kind of get the United States citizens under control. Oh, okay, Martin, I'm sorry. I am prior military, and you guys know that. Hey, Paulie. Parker says hi. He running around here somewhere. Okay, don't knock the tripod off. Don't knock the tripod. Okay, come say hey. Parker need a bath. I did not feel like doing that today. Say hi. Say hi to the people. Say hello. Hello, Parker Posse. Hello. We need a bath and a trim. Not a haircut, but a trim. Tell Annabelle we said hello. Yes, that's what other countries do, Martina. Like China, Cuba, countries, Arab countries. But by me being prior military, I was thinking about that. I would have an issue with if one day I came to work when I was in And I was just told that, we got some citizens downtown who are protesting. They don't want to go along with what the president put in order. We need you guys to go down there and get things under control. I couldn't imagine having to go and stand in front of other citizens of the same country that I'm in and possibly have to use a weapon against them. Well, Polly, he can come stay with y'all up there up north. Hey, Sonny. Beverly. Oh, you just running in? Thank you. Thumbs up the video while you're in here, Bev. So I was just wondering what you guys think as the citizens of the United States. How would you feel if you wanted to protest against something, because you have that right, and you went and protested and you look up and the military is down there? How would you feel? Or what would you think? Miss Mary, I'm sorry to hear that you're having a terrible day. You know what? Yeah, I thought you looked like a guy. You know what? People so stupid. Okay. I understand. Okay, but we still have the state police. We still have the city police. Why do we need to go to the military? The military's job is to protect the country, correct? But by what means do they protect the country? They protect the country by using weapons, by being deployed and pretty much taking out the enemy. So does that mean that United States citizens are now the enemy of the United States because they want to rise up and be able to voice their opinion? Thank you, Martina. Because now you're saying that we would not have the right to be able to voice what we want to say, and part of our Constitution is free speech. So we do have the right to being able to protest and say things that we don't like, whether it's the President of the United States or it's our next door neighbor. So if we're going to take away free speech and the right to be able to protest and say what we want, then we're pretty much going against our Constitution, and we no longer have a democracy. We have a dictatorship. Even though we don't have a full democracy, if you really look at it, but it's definitely better than a dictatorship. So I just wanted you guys' opinion. There has been so much happening in the world lately. I was talking to my sister about retrograde. I think, have we talked about that? About certain astrology signs being in retrograde. I forgot who she told me. It was 2 of them. Okay, but Annie, what has ever happened in the United States so bad that we should call in the military? In the history of the United States, short of Civil War, and that was the last time we had fighting on our own land. Since the Civil War, what has happened that really should constitute us bringing in our military? Girl, don't even get me started, Beverly, about how they treat the veterans. Come on, y'all, get them likes up so people know that we here. Wow, Martin, I didn't see that. I'm going to have to go look that up. And see, we don't even have those issues. Can you imagine it being so bad that we're in a blackout and there's not enough food and they're limiting bread to kids and pregnant women? Good thing I'm not a big carbs person when it comes to bread. But I mean, those are things that we've never really had to deal with. Of course, we've had things happen as far as like the last 2 tornadoes and hurricanes and stuff that we had that has caused damage because of that, but not just simply because I don't know what we call their blackout, unless the country was doing it as a whole, or infrastructure is pretty crappy and they can't afford to take care of their electrical issues. I hadn't looked at any news today, Martin. But I mean, we are so blessed a lot of times. Yes, we have things that happen, but I have not seen anything that happen where we need to bring in our military. Now, if something like that happened where we have people looting, because there's always that element of people that if we had a blackout, then they're thinking, okay, I can get into the stores because, the electricity isn't on, so that means alarms aren't working, blah, blah, blah. So yes, we always have that element of people, but even with them, our city and state police should be able to handle that. They need to do something. They need to do better about their grids. Yeah, their infrastructure. They're probably not putting any money into it. So like when Texas had their issues, a lot of these, well, that's a country, but a lot of states and stuff, they don't do upkeep until something happens, such as the pipes that run through the cities and the counties, the grid for the electric. They don't work on it until they just have to, and they'll tell you there's no money, but there's always money for them to get raises and for them to do what it is they want to do. But that was just something that I was thinking about, because even though there's a lot going on right now, we are still in the midst of getting ready to have we're in the midst of having an election. So, we're only, we're less than a month. What do you got, 3 weeks? Thank you, Lovecraft. They surely will not. We got less than 3 weeks. I think we start early voting 18, 19, 20. I think Monday. So I'm going to go ahead and do early voting. I was going to wait until the day of and have my little ceremonial, get up early in the morning and go vote. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and do it early and get it out the way. I was going to do a mail-in, but somehow I just don't trust them in my vote getting there. Yeah, Cuba has always had issues, and that's because they have crooked dictators that come in and use the resources of the country and the people to take care of them and their family and their friends and do nothing for the people. Well, Beverly, I have a girlfriend that wants to move to, I think she told me, Cape Canaveral, and I was like, why would you want to move to Florida? Because that's definitely on the coast. But a part of the reason is there's a lot of people who have rebuilt living in Florida, which I don't think I would be one of those person that would do that. If it happened once, I'm packing up my grip and I'm moving. But because of insurance, they've had so many hurricanes and tornadoes in the last couple of years that insurance companies, especially the big ones, are moving out of Florida. They wanted to leave like their car insurance and stuff like that, but the state of Florida was like, if you're not going to cover the homes, then you can't have any insurance here. And so they feel like they've had too many losses. And so a lot of them will not, reinsure some of these homeowners. So what are they going to do? If they get somebody else, they may be charging more than what they can really afford. Hi, Debbie. So a lot of them are making the choice of moving out. And if you're older, do you want to keep going through that? Having to rebuild, you're losing stuff every time it happens. I can't imagine doing that. Definitely where I'm at now. So, who knows what might happen to a lot of neighborhoods in Florida, I think that part of it, we do know that climate control has a lot to do with it. We're not taking care of our climate, our earth, our environment, and all that. So now we're starting to pay the price for what they've been talking about for many, many, many years. I can only see it getting worse because we do have certain segments of the population that could care less about our environment and our climate. And if we don't start being proactive about it, who knows what's going to happen. Have any of you all heard of that movie Soylent Green? It's a 1970s movie. Oh, I'm drinking some Barefoot Red Moscato tonight. I ain't feel like going to the store. I ain't feel like doing nothing today. Has anybody heard of the movie Soylent Green? It's a 19, I want to say 72 or 73 movie. Martin, have you heard of it? The movie Soylent Green? Actually, the artificial food was people Lovecraft. I want to say that the year that they're using in that movie is one that we have already passed. It was supposed to be 20 something. I can't remember the year. I think you can still see it on YouTube. But the world was overpopulated. We had not taken care of our environment and our climate, and so it was just desolate here. And because it was overpopulated, we didn't have enough food to feed the people. So what they did, when you died, they put you in this room and you got to pick like a different color. But each color was the type of food that they were giving to the people. So maybe you was red. You would turn it to Soylent Red. And that's what they made that's what the people that was still here ate. We ate each other. It's an interesting movie for it to have been made in 1972, 73. I watched it back then, not thinking that I would be here now and see how that's a great possibility. Oh, I'm sorry, Lovecraft. I sure did. Okay, spoiler alert. Hey, Sandy and Chris. Good morning. I'm glad you're both here. Good morning. Good morning. Is there a traditional Australian greeting for in the morning? I don't see how they don't think it. I mean, every year it shows us that our earth is just like crying out for us to do better. I noticed it really, I guess I noticed it the most that when we had the big C, I don't know if we can say it on YouTube now or not, but remember when we were closed down for 30 days and everybody had to stay home? Did you notice how beautiful nature was? They were showing pictures like in places like California, India, where the pollution is just heavy and you can see it every day like dark clouds. You can just see the pollution hanging over the city. They were showing clear skies. They were showing where animals were just coming out. Like here, I would sit on my porch and I would see bunny rabbits. I don't know if they kind of, well, rabbits and hares. There was deer. There was just all kind of animals just out, just skipping and, hanging out. Like, thank goodness. Oh, you got your ballot today, Flo? And I said to myself, we should, every year, close down across all countries. Close it down for 30 days. That must have been Chris with that last comment. Okay. How am I behind here? Okay. Thank you, Lovecraft. Really? We don't even talk about Chernobyl anymore after all that happened. I think we should. I think that we should give the earth a break from us doing all the things that we do to it. Yeah, and it's sad, but there's going to probably be a lot of people that's going to have to move from a lot of the coastal areas because here in South Carolina, because of climate change, we've had so many hurricanes and stuff that's just really destroying the coast and it's messing up the coral. And so, it's making that side of the state corrode. It's just a lot. When you really start looking into this, just like anything else, all of it plays together. Like You wouldn't think when they were talking about how the coral, how it affects everything else. It's sort of like our body. This little pinky don't mean that much to you, but break it, and then you'll find out how important it is. The coral may not mean anything to us now, but now that it's, we're wiping it out, and things are happening, and the side of the coast is corroding, and we're losing part of the land. It really makes a great big difference. Well, Paulie, they won't do it because it's all about the money. The filthy lucre. Thank you, working in progress. You're absolutely right. But we're messing up the air we breathe. Now, that's an ideal. Having Earth Day once a month and having Earth hours. Maybe we could do something where, everything is shut down for at least 8 hours once a month. That's very small, but who knows what an improvement that could do for us. I bet you it's coming from some company, Beverly. Look and see where the pipes go back to, or either from the sewer area. Hi, Alice. I have really become, since I've gotten older, I don't know if it's come with age, but I've really become much more aware of nature and stuff. And so, like where I live, the guy that owns the place, he cuts down all the trees. So in the summertime, it is just scorching hot in here because there's no shade. On my land, I have left all the trees going around. It's just open in the middle because I like trees. And so he had somebody out here the other day digging up the roots because people would come and cut down the trees, but they won't take the stump and the roots. And I was just looking at one of the trees that was cut down. I mean, the root span was, I could probably lay 10 people in the hole that they took out, going straight across. And when you think about that, how long did it take for that tree to get that big with the roots that deep and that wide? What do you mean that every house can be coal free? Y'all use a lot of coal there? Okay, in Australia for about 7,000, every house can be coal free as the sun could provide. Oh, well here, I do have to say, if you're a homeowner and you decide to use, y'all know what I'm talking about. What's it called when you use the sun as your electricity? The grids. If you put the grids on your house and use solar panels. If you put solar panels on your home here, you get tax reduction and all these different things, and the government will help you, reconstruct so that you can use solar. That's what I'm looking at. I think that's pretty neat to be able to use a resource that we're having every day anyway. Thank you. I think and I don't understand why we won't. I mean, I understand. It's always about money. Of course, the electric companies do not want you to have solar panels. Because where are they going to make their money from? Hi, Hammett. I mean, I think I think as new construction comes, I think it should be a requirement that they have solar panels on the homes. I don't know why they don't. And they shouldn't feel. I guess because we have so many here, but the thing is, that was an extremely old tree because the newer trees, they blow down every time we have a storm because they don't dig down that far for their roots to really go down. It's like they're like surface trees. For 2,000, you can have 10,000 kilowatts generated overnight. But that too, of course, you would definitely have to do your research. But I think that, just like we're going to electric cars and stuff, I think we should put more resources into building our homes where they're more efficient by using solar energy. And they can do it. They just choose to throw up a house in a day, and they're pretty shoddy, and the insulation ain't that great, and you're you're always just spending too much in electricity. I mean, it's ridiculous. Well, okay, Lovecraft. The disclaimer. Message to Neck. I do not care for you and know what you are about. Every time you drop down, you and your dumb friend will be blocked. You are a waste of time and an idiot. I don't even know why she would be in the chat because I have not been on here. My stats look like crap this month because I haven't really been doing my daily videos, my daily prayer in the morning, and I haven't been doing that many lives. And I haven't said anything about her. What's the last thing I did? Did I say something in the last live? Because I hadn't watched her. I think I might. Was it the exercise video? But I haven't watched her. I have no idea what she's doing. Don't know what she's doing. Don't care. What is she doing? Y'all have to catch me up. I have no idea what she's doing. Really? Well, I don't. Well, can you bring your subs over here to subscribe since you got 50,000? Bring them all and give them permission to subscribe. I don't care. Oh, well, she's not putting her solar panels on? Okay. Well, if she's an expert in that, then she's as much an expert in solar power as she is in a van bill. Why is she scared? I think that she just tried to say stuff because she wants to garner views. As she says that we are the ones who use her for clout to get views. My views still look fine. And I don't have to mention her. But I believe that she goes on her channel and mentions us because she wants us to have that back and forth because she knows drama sells. A $30 box from some ladies. Why the hell is she buying so? Okay. Lovecraft, I think she does that with everybody that she don't like. Yeah, because my thing is, I come on here and talk about maybe what's happening nowadays, what's on my mind when I'm working. My brain is always processing, so I may put something on the community page that came up for me. She's an idiot. She is an idiot because I don't understand this. I work from home now, and I would tell you guys, I had a shopping addiction. I would not wear the same clothes to work sometimes for a whole year. And if I did, it might have been only 2 times. I wore the outfit twice. To the point that people would be like, do you ever wear the same things over again? And I didn't, but I worked and made my money. Now that I live at home, now that I work from home, I get dressed just to come on here. Like, this is a horrible little dress that I just threw on, but I didn't feel like really dressing up for y'all tonight. But I wear my clothes. I started saying, well, you know what? I don't really go nowhere. I don't have to dress up for work, so I'll dress up to come live. What I don't understand is, ma'am, don't go nowhere but to Ross, and they don't even do that often anymore. Home Depot, maybe lunch, and they haven't been doing that a whole lot, going out to eat. So why do you need to go to Goodwill and buy all these clothes? I mean, that don't make no sense. And She's not doing Timu like she used to, so I guess she's going back to Goodwill. Well, yes, it is easier than washing. You can just wear them and sleep in them for 4, 5, 6, 7 days and then throw them away. Yeah, I can see that, you know. But that's not doing, I just want to let you know, Nick, that's not doing our landfills any good, because I watched a documentary about how much we waste money on clothes and then throw them away, or we'll send them to countries like India, and they just have on their beaches, on their coast, loads and loads of clothes that have been sent to them that there's nothing they can do with them because there's more clothes than the people. Oh, so the van has now, oh, the trailer. I was going to say, has the van gotten like the trailer? I wonder if she still, I wonder if she still got the trailer. You think she still got the trailer? Because I don't understand why she getting mad. There were people that invested a lot of money into that trailer. So I think they have the right to say to her, you know, when are you going? Are you going to go back anytime soon? I mean, if you own property and nobody's living in it, don't you go back? I mean, it's not that far. She could go back every 90 days and go check on it and make sure everything is okay. Oh my gosh. That's ridiculous. And she bought them from Goodwill. $600 worth of clothes from Goodwill. That's stupid. And wasteful. And you hadn't finished your van bill. I mean, I would think all of your resources... Okay, this is just me. But if you're really trying to build your van out, wouldn't all your resources go to building the van out? Because I don't lost count. How long has she been building this van out? Okay, so what's the name of the channel? It's not the Healing Channel or Blessed Channel. Oh, she's not donating nothing back. You can forget about that. Oh, after 3 tries, she finally admitted she used the wrong wood on the decking. What the hell? Vanguard Journey? What? That don't even make no sense. You're not a Vanguard. And you ain't journeying nowhere. Vanguard Journey. Okay, it is her journey from the yard to Miss Charlene's kitchen. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Martina. She could have done all that. Almost grew her a tree. They haven't been decorating for Halloween because you know Miss Charlene likes to decorate for Halloween. They didn't put the upside down Halloween tree up. She is ridiculous. I don't even consider that a van bill. I consider it, I don't even know what it is. Don't get Martina started, Chris. But Lovecraft, she might be able to use it because she put Vanguard Journey and it's not just Vanguard. I don't know. She doesn't seem to be very, very interested in really building out the van. So, Martina, see, don't let them get you started. I don't think she's interested in really building out the van. I think she started something sort of like her exercising, her subscriber names, all the stuff that she starts. I think she's very comfortable living with Charlene and that's what she wants to do, but she doesn't know really in what direction she should go with her channel. So she's still clinging on to building out that van a little bit, but I think she wasted a lot of money. And you know what? She could rent it out as an Airbnb during actually this time of the year, because isn't this the time of the year when all the people go to Arizona and they go to Quartzsite? In that this time of the year? If her bathroom is up and running, I'm sure somebody would rent it out for a few months. No, this time of the year is cooler in Arizona, so this is when everybody goes to Quartzsite and have a big meetup. Well, that's true. So she could make enough money renting that place out. She should have started probably in September, but it's October. If she rented out October, November, December, and January, she can make enough money really to finish her van bill. Yeah, but you know, she don't think like that, and we're probably giving her ideas. We'll turn around and she'll say that she's rented out the trailer as an Airbnb. If you think about it, if she rented from now to March, that's pretty good money. Because she crazy as hell, Phil. She crazy. I think she likes living right where she's at because it's convenient, it's free, and she's comfortable. I mean, this is the best she has had it in years. I mean, look at it. Look at her life. This is the best she has had it in years. She's living in a very comfortable environment where rent is free, food is free. She gets to do exactly what she wants. And she's still making money on YouTube. I mean, come on. If she was smart, she would rent out the place in Quartzsite. But like I said, if she's smart. Well, you know what? There's a lot of people who are like her that when you look at it, you look at you look at it and you say, I work hard. I work hard every day to get every little thing that I have. And then you have people like her who lives a life that's pretty much free. Okay, Lovecraft. She does, Miss Shawan. Janice. Actually, her trailer isn't bad if you're renting it for a couple of months while you're in Quartzsite. It has everything you need. You got a place to sleep, you got a place to cook, you got a bathroom to go to. And the funny thing is, she could probably rent that. She could probably rent that for $1,000 or so a month. Because they got the wash area. I mean, everything is right there, and they can go and socialize with other nomads and people that come, that fly in or drive in during that. Because that's a big thing they have in Quartzsite every year. I mean, it's humongous. I mean, the trailer isn't bad if you just, want a place to stay for a few months. Well, by now the paint smell has died down between the heat and being closed up. I mean, you look at some of the hotels. It's a decent spot depending on who you are and what you're looking for. But I wouldn't let it sit there and not make no money off of it. But then, like I said, she's a dumbass. Even though she thinks she's smart, she's really not. But I realized she didn't like doing van life This past summer when she was traveling around Texas, the spring or summer, whenever it was, I realized she didn't like van life anymore. And living with Miss Charlene is very convenient for her. I mean, come on. If we could live somewhere that was comfortable to us and we didn't have to pay any rent, we had our own space, we could do what we want, we could eat whatever we wanted, cook when we felt like it. I mean, there's a lot of people that would love to have that position. How would she write it off? It would have to be part of her. I guess it could be part of her job being a YouTuber, but at that time she was a van person. Now her van could be a write-off. And I mean, and she don't even have to wash the dishes. I don't know how they accumulate so many dishes. I'm trying to figure out. Apparently, she don't wash dishes every day because one little clip that I seen, they had dishes piled up ridiculously, and I'm just like, ma'am. Well, the majority of us, Janice, would not want to live with her or behind her, but Miss Charlene don't have a problem with that. So um, if you rent a property, the things that you do to improve the property can be written off. Yeah. Oh, like I said, I hadn't watched her. Is she still exercising? Because you know how she likes to stop stuff. So is she still exercising? But let me say this. One of my other topics, since we talked about the use of the military, was privilege. I'm reading books. Mm-mm. Not here, Sandy and Chris. You can't, everything that you do in your rental property is not a write-off because you're making money off of it. Okay, so let me roll over into this because it kind of goes with our topic. I wanted to talk about privilege. I keep hearing that word being tossed around, and it's used with, as far as people with power, people that look good. So somebody like her, is she using a form of privilege to be able to do what she's doing, such as um, being impoverished? It has, Martina. But could we put her in the category of a form of privilege, such as Lovecraft just said, homelessness? Could being homeless or being what we would call impoverished or living in poverty be considered a privilege on a certain level? Because we do know that we have a certain segment of our population who are people who love to assist others and are very caring. That's how she got to where she is. Uh, okay, so a lady buys a mystery box, and so she bought a mystery box from Goodwill. Okay, Martina. Um, okay, but that would still be, Chris or Sandy, it would still be upgrading your property. Because I have property. Hey, Shay. And so, any renovations I do on my property, anything I upgrade, like if I have somebody come in and paint, if I have somebody come in and change out the carpet, anything that's going to bring more money for that property, I can use on my taxes. But just because I went and bought a living room set, unless it's going to be a furnished apartment or a furnished home, then no, I just bought a living room set to put in there. I'm gonna have to look that up because I don't think so. Okay, I'm gonna look it up because I got taxes coming up. So hey, I'm gonna look it up and see. Oh, no problem. Because I just said my son is coming to get the family room furniture. So if I can write that off as a tax on the property, heck yeah. I think that for her, I don't know what type of privilege it would be called, but it is a form of a privilege because she uses it to play on other people's emotions and stuff. And it gives her a form of a leg up when you think about it. Okay, because you got the people who are homeless on the street. They're not conning people to be, well, okay, let me change that because they do con people to get a place. But her privilege is the fact that she uses her lack of or semblance of a lack of to bring people in and give her money, like she got a home now because Miss Charlene watched her video and thought she needed help. Thank you. Is that Sandy or Chris? Or I'll just say thank you to both of you. Okay. Well, there's such a thing I heard a YouTuber talking about, such as pretty privilege. Have y'all heard of that? Thank you. Well said. She makes her perception seem helpless. Thank you. She's using a form of manipulation, but it allows her to have a certain type of privilege. Because when she does the tears, we ain't seen the tears in a while though. So Miss Charlene really got her set up. We ain't seen the tears. She don't even show the bald spot as much as she used to. She want to wear a hat all the time. So her begging and all the things she did has put her in a place better than she's been in many, 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 many years. Because if you think about it, she's now living in a very nice, I'm going to say what, over 2,000 square foot home, free meals, free electric, free internet. She comes and goes how she wants to, does whatever she wants. I mean, it has afforded her a very nice life when you think about it. That's why she can afford to spend $600 on Goodwill clothes. Pity privilege. I can go with that. And she is living in luxury compared to where she was at. Okay, take Treasure. Look at Treasure and look at Miss Charlene's house. She's still not paying any. I mean, in Treasure, she had to pay gas. I guess she still pay gas, but most times she don't drive no more. I guess she had insurance on the van. I don't know. She never talked about that. Okay. It's not her house, Beverly, but Miss Charlene has made her feel like it is her house. It's her house just as much as Treasure is her house, or the new van, Sunshine, Big Bird, whatever it's called. She don't even care. You notice that she don't beg like she used to? She doesn't care about the free stuff from companies, really. She don't care about whether the subs send her money or not. She doesn't even care about that. She's spending money now without begging for it. You know how every video she talked about her Amazon wish list? When was the last time she talked about that? There you go. We have a segment of people who are obsessed with looking out for other people, and I call them do-gooders. There are people who are just do-gooders, and that's their thing. They like taking care of people. They like being able to help other people. And she has tapped into that group of people and have taken advantage of them. Oh, she has started begging again? Wow. A whole set of what, Paulie? But I'm like, every video before, she used to beg. Half the damn video was about Amazon wishlist, sending her cash app, sending her money, buying this, and by the time somebody sent her one thing, she was begging for something else. But she don't have no, I mean, she got issues, but not enough for somebody need to take care of her. Oh yes, that's how I started my videos. Miss Yuan, I said that before. I don't think Charlene's ever been married, but she was a very, very lonely woman. And so that's how she got fooled up with McNasty. She likes having her there, and she's paying a pretty penny for company. Hell, she could buy her a dang on gigolo or something, a man or a woman, whatever she liked. Because she's paying a pretty, and they would be cheaper than having McNasty at her house. They could come in a few days a week and, having McNasty there eating every day and using up water and electric and all that stuff. Oh, Miss Pauline ain't gonna let her stay. If something happened to Miss Charlene, I believe the whole family gonna kick her butt off the homestead. What knife video y'all talking about? Is this something recently? Is it Shauna? Is it Miss Shauna? Mishana? Well, you know what I found? As I have gotten older, and I forget that I'm a senior, but I am. I find that when you get to be older, if you have never gotten to know yourself and who you are and feel comfortable with who you are, then you feel a lot lonelier than somebody who knows who they are. Like, I'm by myself a lot of times, other than Parker. Speaking of, let's see. Look at him. Halfway hanging on the dang on pillow. And a little toy that he took from me. But I don't feel lonely. You know that? I guess because I'm used to me, and I was a single parent for a long time, so I had my son, then I was married for the 18 years, and now I'm back to being single. I find that there are days that I may not talk to anybody, but I've had a full conversation all day with myself. Um, yeah, so the thing about loneliness, I think it depends on the individual. I don't know if Miss Charlene is used to, um, because maybe she was raised in a big family, and maybe there was a significant other. Hi, Johnny. For a period in her life, and maybe she lost that person, and so maybe she's feeling lonelier than usual. I don't know. But yeah, I think that is a major thing for her. Well, you know what? I found that since I've gotten older, my friend group is probably this big. I've lost friends, but a lot of them I just cut off. I don't deal with any drama, anything that's negative. I don't want to deal with it. Um, I was a very high strung, and y'all could probably tell, younger person. I probably brought the drama the majority of the time, and I've just as I've gotten older, I have just moved into a more positive space, a more drama free space. It's to the point now that I had so much stress in my marriage that when I left that, I just didn't want to have stress. So now when stress comes up, it literally makes me sick. And I've had a couple of stressful weeks here. And that's why I hadn't been on here, because I was just exhausted from just being stressed. And so I have just really realized how much I have removed all that negative stuff from my life, that when something does get in that's negative, it really affects me. And I don't care for it. I really, really don't. Oh, are you a twin? Wow, you have to tell us about it. Maybe you'd like to come on and talk to us about being a twin. Hi, cutie. Oh, I don't know if you want me to sing happy birthday. Really? Of course y'all want me to sing. Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear cutie. Happy birthday to you. Yay! Happy birthday! All right, Sandy and Chris, I'm putting y'all ass in the doghouse just for that. And happy birthday to anybody else that has a birthday this week, today, and your family. Anybody that had a birthday. Oh, I'm not doing them anymore. All right, James? Not doing them anymore. Let's say 295, Sandy and Chris. You make 10%? Well, we're going to need to do more than 295, because neither one of us is making any money. Yeah. I can't sing. If I could sing, I'm thinking, I told my son I wanted him to do, like, just sing happy birthday, and I could play that for anybody that says it's their birthday in the chat. So far, he has not done that for me, and he can sing. I think that Miss Charlene just has a good heart, because if you notice, all the children that lives on the homestead come to her. Her family comes to her. So, I think she's just one of those people that like doing for others. But I don't need everybody to be my friend. Um, no, I am not singing it one more time. Thank you. I know that's Chris saying that. No encores unless you play $10. I think that, hi Christina, I think that, we have gotten to a point where we don't like being by ourselves. I think I had told you guys that me and my military friends meet every 2 years. And last weekend, I had paid for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to go to Myrtle Beach, and I had paid extra to go on Thursday, and I didn't go. And it was simply because I had to think about it. It was like 30 people going, about 30 people. And I had to think about, because I had gotten all stressed about going and all this stuff. It's a whole long story. And maybe we'll get into that, because I would like to see how, if you guys have ever felt that way. But anyway, I thought about it, and I was like, out of the 30 people, I only talked to 2 during the year. Some of them I have not talked to since I left Germany back in 1988. But now I'm killing myself trying to go and spend time with them. And I really didn't want to, because some of them hadn't grown up. Some of them are still asses. Some of them still think that they're all this and it's all about them. Thank you, Lovecraft and Martina. Thank you, guys, because you see me leaning in trying to, yeah. Thank you, guys. Love you. I just realized that I don't have to try to impress these people. When we started, it was a very small group of people that literally hung out with each other all the time. But then people started inviting more people and inviting more people. They're inviting their personal friends, and I just didn't want to do that. I just didn't want to go and not feel comfortable. And so I just didn't go. Matter of fact, I spent time with y'all. And so I think people don't know how to take me now that I've gotten older, because dealing with my seasonal depression and just not dealing with the bullshit no more, it's like people make you feel like you think you're better than them, and it's not that. It's just that I feel like if we're in our 60s going towards our 70s and your mentality is still like a 20-year-old, is it me or is it you? I think that we all get to pick and choose where our peace is, and my peace was not there. And I felt okay. And my girlfriend was like, well, you lost money. I did lose money. Money that I could use right now. But I did lose money. But that my peace was way more important than the money that I spent. And the money that I spent, I probably spent on stuff that I don't need any given pay period, month, or whatever. So, yeah. Okay, Vishal, why does it seem like you've been in the chat before? Have you? So, I think we all get to decide. It is a luxury. And in this day and age, I think that you should look at your circle and see, is it a circle that's positive and brings something to you? Or is it a circle that's stressful and takes from you? Because a lot of times we stay within a circle of people that really are not that positive for us. But because we've been with them so long and we've known them for so many years, we stay. I think it's important for us to always do an assessment of ourselves, the people that surround us, what we're doing, how things are. Yeah. Well, it wasn't going to bring me joy to go hang out with them last weekend. And so pretty much, it's funny because they've given me their ass to kiss. And that just goes to show I didn't need to go. And guess what? I'm okay with it. If I feel closer to people that I have never met before, that is into, in the virtual world than people that I have met before and hung out with. That says something. There you go, Shauna. Is it a circle or a cage? Sometimes it can be both. You do, Beverly. I think I like that, you know. And the sad thing is, we don't ever want to say that people aren't on our level because it makes us seem like we're uppity or better than them. You know, it's sort of like you don't ever want to say I'm smarter than the next person. And if these are people that you know, you don't. It's like you don't want, hi, Peaches and Cream. You don't want to say that I've outgrown them, but we do outgrow people. She's already in a cage. She just don't know it. Sometimes, depending on where you're at and your circumstances, you make choices that are not the best for you. You know, Charlene being lonely, and we don't know what got her to that place. It could be a loss. It could be anything that got her to a place where she felt that lonely, that when she watched McNasty's YouTube page, it made her feel like she connected to her, she wanted to meet her, she wanted to do for her, she wanted to take care of her. I don't know what had transpired in her life up until she seen her on YouTube. But because of that, it's gotten her in now in a position that I think that even if it's become a cage, she don't want to admit that. Yes, her backstory would be interesting. Would be interesting because there's a reason for everything we do, whether you realize it or not. So for that woman to see this other woman on YouTube and feel like she needed to reach out to the point that she had McNasty meet her in Vegas and give her $1,000, there's something that she felt on a kindred spirit level or something. She was in a space where, for whatever reason, when she seen her, she felt like she needed to meet her. I never had that feeling, but hey, I'm not where she was. She was an electrician when she worked. Electricians make very good money, and she could be a person that was very wise with her resources. If she's always been single, never been married, and don't have children, she only had to take care of herself. So she might have been able to save her resources. She could have had a great 401k or retirement plan. I mean, who knows? Oh, I missed that. But we don't know what other money she had. You know what I'm saying? We never know how people make their money. Like Miss Knucklehead over there really believes that I make my money from YouTube. My ponytail just ain't doing what I wanted to do. I do not make my money from YouTube. I would be living in my car. No, I wouldn't even have a car. So I would be living, I guess, on my land because it's paid for. So I would be in a tent on my land living because YouTube does not pay for me to be able to live the life that I want. So, you know, when we look at how people spend money, we don't know how they manage their money. You know, I'm a big, and I think I mentioned this to you guys before. Because I'm a Christian, I look at how when God created the Garden of Eden, he had 5 rivers flowing into the garden. He didn't just have one to take care of everything that was going on there. He had 5. So when I looked at that, I looked at it took 5 rivers to maintain the Garden of Eden. So that said to me that God is saying we need more than one river or one flow of resources coming in our home to take care of us, because you never know when one might dry up. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4. So, you can look and say she makes her money off YouTube. YouTube would be the lowest flow of income coming into my house. But I have 3 other streams, and they each make more. I have the one that makes the most, the second, the third, and the fourth. So could I spend $1,000 a week? I probably could. If I managed my money right, I could. Would I want to spend $1,000 a week? Hell no. Would I want to take care of another fully grown woman who's almost my age and there's nothing wrong with her? Okay, let me back that up. There are things wrong with her, but they are not things that would stop her from being able to take care of herself. And my thing is, this is how I look at stuff. What are you giving back to the individual that's helping you? What is she giving back to Charlene? Even if Charlene is lonely and she's paying for her to be there, as a decent, because she always says that we are not nice women and we're not Christian women and we don't know the Lord and all that, but there is no way in hell I would live with another individual whether it was a male or a female that invited me into their home and I didn't do anything as far as helping to bring in resources to help take care of that household. Oh, Miss Charlene has promised her that she will always have a place to stay. Well, hopefully Miss Charlene is better than most men that say that. Okay. I don't know if that was Sandy or Chris, but why the hell would I buy clothes from her that she bought from Goodwill that other people donate? I donate my clothes to Goodwill. So why am I going to buy them after they resold them to her and she's another reseller? I don't think so. So she has promised her that she will always have a place to stay. So are we saying that she is in her will? Because if something happens to Miss Charlene, how do we know that she will always have a place to stay? Hi, Annette. I ain't see her buy nothing that I would want to buy off of eBay. Okay, and that's fine, Lovecraft. But what happens to your golden goose when it's no longer there? Unless Miss Charlene has her in the will, I would probably say, I know if I was his family member, I would kick her ass off the homestead. Charlene is gone now, unfortunately, but you got to go. But who's to say that if she stayed there long enough, Miss Charlene won't leave her the house? She ain't got no children or no husband or no wife or whatever. Oh yeah, she's in a relationship, so I'm saying I wouldn't put it past if she said that she always has a place to stay. It may be that she leaves her the home. It could be that, because she doesn't, all her family is set up. They already are on the land. They got their own home. Girl, I need to find me an old male fool like that. Is there some old men out there who are that crazy that they have watched my videos and you would like to give me $1,000 or let me come and visit and maybe I can look and see if I want to move in? Oh, they went to the fair? I done missed a lot. They don't went to the fair? We got our state fairs here right now. This is the last weekend. Tomorrow's the last day. Okay, I would like for him to be 70, not 80. I'm only 62. 65 to 70, okay? But I guess 80-year-old, maybe he won't live longer. I don't know. Hi, Janice. I'm just saying. Oh, excuse me. I can't see it. But I couldn't use a person like that. Even if they were 80. I would feel so bad to get with an 80-year-old man that I really didn't care about, but I'm hoping you're going to kick the bucket so I can have your home. And then you never know what people have in place. You might be telling me that I can stay here forever, but when the shit hit the fan, there's nothing showing that you really put in paper or on paper that I could stay, and they kicking my butt out. Okay, Peaches and Cream, how old do you think Charlene is? I need my management. Well, my management suck. Where is that 80, 70-year-old person that's supposed to be taking care of me? Beverly, you never know what people will do. Because if she's bringing something to her that makes her happy, you never know. There have been people that have had way more money than Miss Charlene who have put people in their will that the family has contested because they figured they had to be old and senile. I'm trying to see if that is really a person whose mother's birthday is today. That's why I didn't say anything. Oh, I know she's her companion. Yeah. Annette, no ma'am. No ma'am. Hi from the Philippines. I love visiting the Philippines. I had a wonderful time. Hi, nice. Um, Annette, she is hardly 50. No ma'am. Thank you, she's in her 60s. Shauna, you going to the doghouse. Ma'am. You go on. Matter of fact, you beating Chris to the doghouse tonight? Wow. Actually, Chris is being pretty good tonight. She is older. She's older than me if I'm not mistaken. That's what I said, Lovecraft. Miss Charlene is hardly 50. Everybody tell Nice hello. Yeah, she's closer to 70. She's older than me. I mean, she's still very spry. I mean, she got a lot of energy for her age, and that's because she does a lot of things. But, like I say, we never know what people will do depending on where they're at in life and how they feel about things. If she feels like this woman who we think is crazy as hell and nasty as all get out is bringing her joy and happiness, you know? You think she's in her 70s? Could be. She does, and she's a very energetic, well, she seems to have been a lot more energetic before McNasty moved in there. I think she's sucking the youth out of Miss Charlene. I really do. I'm like, things have just happened that should not have happened in Miss Charlene's home and in her life until that evil demon spirit I don't know if she's gullible or if she knows the transactional relationship. I think sometimes you may not know. Okay, this is how I want to put it. I think there are times that you may know, but you don't want to identify with the fact that you know. Sort of like if you're in a relationship and you know that the person is taking advantage of you, but you feel like they're bringing something to your life that you enjoy, you may not want to deal with the fact of what they're doing. Sort of like if one of your friends tell you that your significant other is messing around. You know this, but you don't want nobody else to tell you that, because then now you've got to deal with it because other people know. I think she knows exactly who McNasty is, but I think for whatever her personal reasons are, she's willing to let this evil, manipulative woman in her life. And that's sad. That is sad that you have to pay for companionship and let somebody else misuse and abuse you on a certain level just so you can have someone there. But she lives out in the middle of the desert. She probably don't deal with people that much. The only people she deal with is her family on the homestead. So, yeah. And you're welcome, Nice. You are very much welcome. Thank you. Did you subscribe and give a thumbs up, Nice? No, I don't think she's dumb. But okay, everybody, look over your life real quick. Take a real quick glimpse over your life. Have you not met somebody on a friendship level or a relationship level that you knew was not good for you, that they may have been using you, but whatever it was they were bringing to you that made you feel good, you kind of stayed in it longer than you should have because you liked what they were bringing to the table? Yeah, we've all been a fool. Thank you, Nice. Yeah, I mean, I went out with shitty ass guys. Shitty. Had a bad reputation. Already knew before I got with them that everybody said they were crappy. But for me, they might have been great in bed. And so I liked the sex. It outweighed all the other crap they did outside the bed. It just depends on what somebody bringing to the table. Now, love will make you gain some weight, but also laziness will too. I think all women like the bad boys if they're honest, or the bad women. It's just a little bit more excitement. And if you're the male or the female, I mean, everybody, you always are attracted to that person that's totally different from you, that brings something to the table, and they may do stuff that you may not do. Hi, Mary. Well, Martin, you just cut from a different cloth. Is that Taylan? Taylan? Hi. Hi, Anita. I hope I'm just speaking. Hopefully I got some wisdom by this age, but hopefully I speak very honest to you guys. I mean, of course, I've dated guys that, man, it was all about the sex. Straight up, all about the sex. And that's all I wanted, because you wasn't worth a crap outside the bed. But then you mature, because you can't walk around with a mattress on your back all day long. So you get to a point like now, you've got to entertain me outside the bed before we get to the bed. Well, you're not playing dumb. You're just willing to pay for what it is you want. Yeah, I would say that. It's not being dumb. Miss Charlene resources may be long and she can pay for what she wants. That's why guys should know nice guys end up like. Okay, it's not that nice guys may not be good in bed. It's just that bad boys are gonna let you know they're good in bed. And then all of them are not good in bed either. You know, we could have a whole sex conversation. I mean, and this is what I found. First, I'm gonna tell y'all a crazy story. I did not realize how good sex was until I quit having drunk sex. Okay, go ahead and have a break, Lovecraft. You know, when I was younger, I was always partying and intoxicated, so I thought sex was okay. But when I had sex without alcohol, I was like, wow, it's totally different. Oh, yeah, I mean, but who wants a guy that's looking soft? I mean, most women, and this is a basic thing, women are looking for two things: security, they want to feel safe, you know, and they want you to, they want to feel love. And so if I got a soft looking guy here and a guy that looks like, he got a bang bang, I'm gonna go with the one that looks like he can roll with a bang bang, because I'm not sure if you can protect me. Hi, still I rise. We was talking. We actually talked about McNasty. It doesn't matter. Even if you're a single woman, um, women still. Even if it's your sex partner, you still want to feel safe with the sex partner, right? The thing is that most guys who are what we would say softer, they probably have nice jobs, great personalities, can be a great friend. You can make a bad boy your hubby once he matures. Everybody grows up at some point. Yes, you can make a hoe your housewife. She'll probably be a very good housewife. I don't think that, and this is probably where we're going to differ. I don't think people's sexual experience should even come into play with whether you want to be with them or not, because that's their past. If you're going to hold a woman's sexual past against her, then we need to hold a man's sexual past against him. I don't care if the woman slept with 150 men and the man slept with two. What the hell difference does it make? If you care about her, you love her, and you want to wife her up, then that's what you should do. Because it doesn't determine what type of wife she's going to be to you. You know, these double standards, and these double standards piss me off so much. Oh my gosh. I had a 70-year-old man trying to talk to me about what he thought a decent woman was. How the fuck do you know you ain't a woman? I mean, my thing is, are women not supposed to be able to live their life like? I mean, I would love it, and I probably won't see it before I leave here. But it would be an awesome day when women can be who they really are and not be judged by some stupid standard that man put in place. And when I say man, I mean men. We should not have to live by men's standards. They don't have standards. They get to make them. All the rules of society have been made by men, just so you know. Well, Martha, Leave it to you to give us the straight up without any chaser. Thank you. Yes, we know that. We know that. But still, in saying that, Martina, not everybody is a Christian. And not everybody always get an STD. You might be lucky. And you could be using protection. You know, Jesus didn't even hold sex against the woman that the men found that they were all having sex with, but then they wanted to throw her up in Jesus' face and was like, hey, you know, she's been caught having sex, blah, blah, blah. Jesus writes in the sand and he says, he who was without sin throw the first stone or cast the first stone. We may not be doing sexual sin, but there's a long laundry list of sins that you could be doing if you're a Christian. My thing is this. I just think that it should be equal. If a man can go out and have 150 women, then if a woman wants to go out and have 150 men, that's on her. If you have, whatever you do don't have nothing to do with me unless I'm dealing with you. That's what I'm saying. If a man has slept with 500 women, okay, there has to be 500 women out there that he slept with. You see what I'm saying? He wasn't sleeping by himself. You know, I can't. This is how I look at stuff. Everybody has a past, right? We've all done something, even in our present, and will do in our future. I'm not going to hold that against you because I don't want you to hold against me what I've done, right? And so when it comes to previous relationships, if you want me to tell you the truth, I have no problem with that. But can you handle the truth? Because if you've got some standards that you've set, and this is what a woman needs to meet, I think that's stupid as hell. Because you should be trying to meet a woman that's compatible for you. And if this woman, who may have been a prostitute, if she makes you happy, you enjoy being with her, and everything is copacetic, then why the hell are you trying to rock the boat because you mad about the fact that at one point in her life she was a prostitute for whatever reason it was that she was a prostitute? So, I'm trying to figure out, what do you mean by change them? Are we talking about the bad boy? Because just because you've had multiple partners don't mean you're a bad person. And just because you were promiscuous, as Beverly would say, I'm in that group too, in your younger life, does not mean you're promiscuous when you get to be 30, 40, 50, 60, or 70. I think people waste a lot of time on bullshit. That's what I feel like. It's bullshit. What difference that you can't change none of that. So you're going to end up not being in a certain relationship with somebody because you can't get past something that they did prior to them meeting you and not even knowing that they were going to meet you. Hi, Cyber Gaming. And that's for any change that happens in your life is because you choose it. Thank you, Peaches and Cream. Any change that happens within you is because you choose to. Now, that is one thing that I have found that we as women have an issue with, and hopefully the younger generation does not. Um, we kind of have an ideal of what we think relationship, marriage, and all that is, and it may not be what reality is. And we have this whole thing that if we meet a guy that we really, really like, or a girl that we really, really like, and they got some crappy stuff going on with them, we believe if we love them enough, if I love you enough, I'm going to love all that stuff out of you. That's stupid. It's not. What happens is that person loves themselves enough that they want to make a change. It has nothing to do with you. Hi, little mommy 48. It has nothing to do with you. If you get with a person, and I'm going to say this, when you're with a person, you need to look at exactly where they're at. And you need to make a decision. If they never change, can I live with them and deal with them exactly where they're at? Because for the most part, most people are not going to change unless something happens where they choose to change for themselves. So if you can't deal with the person where they're at, with whatever their shortcomings are, then you don't need to be in a relationship, because you thinking that you're going to change them, it ain't going to happen. Thank you. If you got to beg for a ring, then that says the person don't want to marry you. That's what it simply says. And maybe that ain't your person. Oh no, I got what you said. I'm saying this for the masses. For the people that's here and for the ones that's going to, watch later. They don't really get to see the chat. So this is for the masses, so they kind of know what we're talking about. A lot of times, still I rise, we see who we want to see. This is one, you know what I have to say? Me becoming a counselor. Oh, no. No, you're good. Me becoming a counselor made me be able to listen to other people better, but it definitely made me be able to listen to men that I was in a relationship with better. Because what I found was, I heard a man speak to me, but then I inserted words and things that he never said. Or he might have said one thing, and then I decided, well, that's not what he really meant. This is what he really meant, so I'm going to roll with that. Most men, and I say most, not all, will tell you exactly who they are and what they want. As they'll tell you, men are not complicated. They're pretty simple, and that's what they will tell you. I've had a lot of men say that. I'm not complicated. The complication comes in when we as women want to change what it is that they are showing us. See, now y'all taking me back to my original question and how this all came about. It's privilege. Is there such a thing as pretty privilege? Do you think that people that we deem in our society as being beautiful, pretty, have a nice shape, handsome, have nice bodies, do you think they get more than a person that may be a little fluffy like me, maybe not as attractive? Do you think that a person that we deem as nice looking gets more? I think most women do know whether a man I think that we don't give ourselves credit. And I used to tell men when I was in my 20s and I used to party at the club, I would tell them straight up. I knew when they walked across the room to come to my table to say, would you like to dance or can I buy you a drink? I had already sized them up whether they would be the type of men I wanted to talk to when the lights came on, whether the type I wanted to bring home to my house, and whether I wanted to have sex with them. I did all that while they were coming. I think that our society still deems outer appearance way more important than it should. And I go back to saying that's because men made the rules for society. Men are very much more visual than women. And you can see that. You'll see a woman that you would be like, oh my God, she is beautiful. Why is she with this 5'2" man that looks like a troll? Because women are going to look past the surface for the most part, especially as they get older, and look for what it is you're bringing to the table, and your looks we can get over. What's your question for the ladies, Chris? Oh, that's a good question. All right, ladies, do y'all see Chris' question? When seeing a man that you potentially want to date, what do you judge on their appearance, as in their clothing, like shoes or watch, etc.? All right, little mommy. Hi, peace. Okay. What do I look at first? I do look at their clothes, how you're dressed. Um, I have friends who are very much into the shoe thing. If your shoes are decent, I'm not trying to say they gotta be, $500 shoes or anything. You ain't gotta be wearing a Rolex. I just want to see if you're clean and neat. Um, and I'm with little mommy. Do you smell good? But little mommy, have you noticed that most men don't wear cologne anymore? Beverly, is their teeth? Yeah, still I rise. Thank you. I like laughter too. But if I had just had to take an inventory before they open up their mouth, it would probably be how they put themselves together. Because my thing is this: if you came, and it depends on where we're at. Let's say I'm at O'Reilly's. I don't know if y'all have O'Reilly's. It's one of those places you can go and get supplies for your cars or whatever. Well, if a guy comes in and he got on a greasy overall and all that stuff, excuse me, I'm not going to think of him being bad because we're in a place where he's coming to buy car parts. So he's probably working on a car. So I'm not going to so much say his nails got to be clean, his clothes got to be clean, because we're in a place where I would assume he's coming, to buy some parts, like I said, to work on a car. But now, if I'm at the movie theater and you come in with them same coveralls and they're dirty and greasy and you got dirt underneath your nails and all that kind of stuff, that's a different story. Yeah. And then after the clothes, I would say your conversation. I'm a big conversationalist. I'm like this. I think the brain or mind is the sexiest organ on the whole body. So you have to stimulate me mentally before everything else. So if you can make me laugh, if you can have conversation with me, especially about things that I know nothing about, that I'm in, that you're piquing my interest because I don't know. Yeah, what was your question, Beverly? No, you know why? Because they're busy looking at our boobs, our butt, our hair, whether the body is like this, depending on what type of body shape you like. They're looking at physical stuff. Now, y'all ain't looking at our nails and all that till later on. Thank you, 8 Ball Pool. Are you new? Welcome, welcome. I think that the other stuff comes along. Hi, Stacy. And it's different from welcome, 8 Ball. I hope you subscribe and want to stay. It's different. You got men who are breast men, leg men, butt men, pretty face men, long hair men, short hair men. I mean, like fluffy women like me, like skinny petite women, short women, tall women. It just all depends on the man. Nice car and a decent job was a must. Well, now after we get past the appearance and the conversation, then you need to have a job. Now, what your job is, you don't have to be in the Fortune 500. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they wanted to know how old you were. So, little mommy, they have to make more money than you. I never looked at it like that. I never looked at the resources of a man as far as he had to take care of me. I always felt like if it was something that was going to be long term, then we would help each other. You know what I'm saying? Oh, child, they say a whole lot. I don't know if it'd be good, but I wasn't a materialistic person. It didn't matter what kind of car you had. I didn't care if you were blue collar. If you hung off the back of the garbage truck, as long as you went every day and got that paycheck, I'm okay with it. If you worked in the Fortune 500 company and you went every day and got your paycheck, I'm okay with it. Because the bottom line is, no matter what another person have, guess what? When they leave a relationship, they take it with them. You know what? When it comes to the bottom line, I want him, yes, to have a job because he needs to be able to take care of himself and me for certain things. But I want him to be honest. I want him to want to have a committed relationship, monogamy. I want him to be a person that has dealt with his baggage at this point, and this is where I'm at now in my life, has dealt with his baggage, or at least dealing with it. I want him to be able to conversate. When something's going wrong, even if you can't talk now, you can say, hey, Deb, I'll get back with you. Right now ain't a good time. I mean, there's a lot of character traits that I look for. Morals, ethics, character. I would take a man that is a car mechanic who's dirty all the time with grease underneath his fingernails if he's an honest, abhorred, upstanding, moral type of man with good character. That's what I would say. But, everybody's different. I do realize in this day and age that people are looking for people to take care of them. Men don't want to take care of you like back in the day. The guy was expected to be the head of the household. These guys nowadays, They want to be head of the household, but they don't want to be head of the households in the way that I knew a man should be, which means that you should be able to bring enough resources in the house to take care of everybody. And you don't have to be on the struggle bus, Peaches. And Stacy, I'm with you. um, I never looked to a man to take care of me. I just never have. I've always made sure that I could take care of me, and sometimes, like when I was married, taking care of him too. But yeah, my thing is, as long as I got breath in my body and I can do what I need to do, I'm gonna make sure that I'm okay. And they should love Kraft. I wish I could meet him. And Chris and Sandy, y'all ain't on your damn job. That's the type man I want. I want to know that if I break my leg, that I can take a week off or 2 weeks off, and the money's still gonna be flowing. And Beverly, it should be, but men don't believe that anymore. Men just don't believe that anymore. You'll find more men who are talking about what a woman should bring to the table, and then I have to look at it. I guess I have to look at it two ways. Back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, it was still where if you married a woman, you were expected to be able to take care of her in the household, right? And she took care of the household as far as cooking, cleaning, taking care of the kids. But more as we began to work in the workforce and became more educated and have better paying jobs, that kind of seemed to fly out the window. And so men felt like, well, they're doing more work outside the home. They're not necessarily staying home taking care of the home. Then why should I have to take care of all of it if you're going to work too? We're buying bigger homes, fancier cars. Our children are going to private schools. If we're going to up our game and you're working, why can't you contribute? You know, if you want more and your mate is the garbage person, but you make 3 times what they make, then what's the problem with you bringing more money to the household to do what you want to do? It's never 50-50. It's never 50-50. Sometimes it's 40-60, 70-30, 90-10. It just depends on the season of your relationship. I don't even know why people try to do 50-50. You know where it needs to be 50-50, eh? Hey, Cadence. 50-50 in honesty, in trust, in support, in compassion, in loving, in empathy, parenting. It should be 50-50 in those areas, but we so busy looking at the finances that there's so many things that make up a relationship besides just the money. Well, you're 34, you're still a baby. And Peaches and Cream, why do you think that person should pay more than you? Is that because that's the way you were raised? Or that's some mindset that you decided since you've been an adult woman? Don't think when I say stuff, y'all, that I'm arguing with you in the chat. I'm just throwing up a different point of view sometimes. And also, we got other people that's going to watch this later. And sometimes I'm just playing the devil's advocate. Thank you, Martina. Oh, when I was married, I took care. I always got the money. My ex gave me his whole paycheck, and I gave him an allowance. Why? I was better with the money. I mean, you have to look at your strengths and your weaknesses. If one person is better with the money, then let them handle the finances. If you're not working, then I think you should be the one responsible for the household, the cooking, the cleaning, the kids, the laundry, and all that kind of stuff, because that is a job and it still needs to be done. Why should the person that's working outside the home be expected to now come home and do all of that? It's not that they're not going to help, but they shouldn't have to have that as a total responsibility for them too. Stacy, you know what? I'm at a point in my life that, to be honest, I never had a man take care of me. Never, ever, ever, ever. I don't even know if I could trust a man to take care of me. If I met a man that was totally self-sufficient and had enough money to take care of both of us, I probably still would not trust that, because I am so secure in me doing it that I don't know if I can relinquish that. At my age, I don't know if I can totally believe that you're going to do what you say you're going to do. Well, as an alpha personality is the one that's in charge. They're the head. Hi, Cherokee. I don't ever want somebody to tell me, well, Deborah, you're spending too much money. Oh, you don't need those shoes. Or we don't need steak for tonight. Or nah, we're going to have to wait, 4 weeks before you can get an oil change, because I deem that we need to do this before we do that. You date me? Oh, okay. All right, Lovecraft, got you. I like being able to do my own thing. I like being able to buy whatever I want to buy if I can afford it, and I don't necessarily have to discuss it. Oh, happy belated birthday, Cherokee! I sung happy birthday earlier. Didn't know it was your birthday. Um, and that's because I feel comfortable, because I've always had to take care of myself. Now, it would take a lot. It would definitely take a lot for me to relinquish and trust a person if they're going to do what they say. It would take I'm not even going to lie, it would take a lot. And even in that, I would still want to have my own money to do what I want. I was married, and like I said, I didn't feel like I could trust him to do what he needed to do when I was married to him. And we had separate account and joint accounts. And then I had to take over the joint account because he was not doing what he needed to do. He was horrible with money. Everybody say happy birthday to Cherokee. Y'all get rid of Double Giver. And whoever that other person is, Karen. Stacy, we here. I was looking at my Social Security, and I'm like, 70 is looking real good, girl. Now, I would like to start before then. I'm sorry, hold on, Stacey. I'm trying to read the chat. Y'all get rid of Karen. Hi, Tiff. Yeah, I'm looking at 70. I'm a person that likes to be productive. So even when I went what I call semi-retired in 2019, and I only worked 2 weekends out the month, I was going plumb crazy. Um, and so yeah, but when I look at my money from the government, Social Security, 70 is looking real good. But my thing is this: our Social Security system is so jacked up. I'm like, is the money gonna be there when I turn 70, or should I get it early? Because I'm actually now at an age where I could get it early, but it cuts it drastically. If I get it now, it's like it cuts it past half. And so I don't want to do that. And I'm working on some more disability from VA. I'm trying to get to 100. I'm at 80. So I have some things in play now. I'm hoping it's going to take me over the 100%, which means that I will be better set with that. And so I just like having that extra cushion. I mean, to be honest, I don't have to work now, but I like the extra cushion. And y'all know I try to go out of country on a trip at least once a year. I like being able to afford to do that. And then I do a lot. My son ain't in the chat tonight, but I do a lot for my son and my grandkids. Well, a lot of men say they want that, Chris, but they really don't once they get it. So, Cherokee, you trying to get your 100% too? Because I heard that if you get 100% VA, you can get 100% state. So that would be the bomb. Now, if I could get 100% state and VA before 70, then I'm going to quit. Hi, Giselle. And it really depends on how much you're making and where you're at. You know, I'm really wanting to downsize because I don't need as much room as I used to have. I don't buy the things that I used to buy. Oh, I'm already 62 Peaches. Well, you may have to go back and, have you gotten it? If you've already started it, they won't let you max it out. You'll get whatever you started getting. That is sort of like they penalize you. Because if you decide to get your money at 66, and they have that certain, let's say at 66 you can get $1,500 a month. You won't get more than $1,500 a month because you get penalized. They don't call it penalized, a penalization, I guess that's the word, but you do, because the longer you wait, the more money you get. Oh yeah, I'm probably gonna work till they tell me, ma'am, you are too old. We're sorry, but you can't work here no more. Is there any advantages to pulling your 401k in a different state? That I don't know, because I don't think it makes a difference, because your 401k is coming from the company that you work for. So whatever you're putting in and they're matching, it don't matter whether you're staying in Ohio or you're staying in Florida. You're still going to get the same amount of money. Little mommy, that's what I'm going to put on my land. That's what I've been working on. It's just taking me longer than I thought because I got raw land. I'm not making the most that I ever made. I'm actually making less than I've ever made on a job, but I have the extra income coming in from the VA. I don't think anybody gets your money. They're just, and actually, that's a good thing, though, Martina, that they're taking the 5 best high-paying years that you have, which for me, that's definitely going to be a plus. And so, I think that's a good thing. And you can still start now. Um, and does anybody own any stock? I have started just playing around. Me and my sister both do it. I tried Robinhood. I didn't like their platform. So I actually do stock through Cash App. And if you have stock, you need to go out there. If you have a 401k, you need to look at your 401k, because in this last month, I don't know what they're doing up there in Wall Street, and I thank Biden, but I bought some stock. Now, this is crazy. Somebody mentioned Elon, and I know they were just a troll, but they mentioned Elon. But I was listening to Elon somebody was giving him like a little mini interview, and they were talking to him about things that he was interested in. And one of the things he mentioned, I went out there to see what the stock was on it, like how much it cost. And so I bought it for little or nothing. But since then, I have doubled. I wish I had to put more money on it, because when I do stocks, I be doing real cheap. I do like 50, 100 or whatever. But I doubled this stock. And I was just like, what the if I had put like 5,000 or something down, that would have been an awesome return. So what I do is, whatever my profit is, I take that off, put it in the bank. I don't care if it's $50, and then I keep whatever my base was that I invested in it. The only reason why I checked it was because I happened to see a blip come across YouTube on one of my news channels talking about how good the stock market had such a good day or whatever. So I was like, let me check my stock. I was pleasantly surprised. One of them, I always wanted to have stock in Krispy Kreme. Back in the day when they went public, I didn't have the money, and their stock was like only $11. It's actually cheaper now. So I just bought me some Krispy Kreme, because I figured people like donuts. They're always going to eat donuts. So yeah, CDs are good. I just wanted to dabble with stock and see if I could really make money off of it. I know people are doing crypto. I know people are doing Bitcoin and stuff like that. I need to have something that I feel like is a little bit more secure for me, that I feel comfortable with. And I think that it's up to the individual, however you want to do it. So yeah, I just wanted to try it. Silver and gold are always good. I don't know if I'm going to make up the difference, Peaches, and how am I going to make up the difference? And the funny thing about stock, I found that when I meet people who are dabbling in stock on their own, they never want to talk to you about it. They always say stuff like, well, I'm just doing this for myself. I don't want to be responsible by telling you something and it doesn't work out. I'm just wanting to know what techniques you use, and if I try them, that's totally on me. So I was like, bump it. I told y'all, I'm a person that will jump out there on the deep end and try to figure it out once I'm in the water. So I've done this on Cash App several times, and then I'll get scared and put my money back. But this time I was like, okay, I'm going to leave this out here. And the company that I looked for that was talking about the same, I can't even think of it now, that what Elon was talking about, that's the one that doubled. It is, it has something to do with like an energy type. I have to put it on the community page. I can't even think of the name of it. But I was so glad that I happened to see that, and he was talking about it, and I was like, well, hell, he's Elon Musk. He's a, billionaire twice over. Elon has so much money that you know that he could give each person in the United States $100,000 a year, including babies and little children. And so I was like, well, let me listen. Let me just hear what he said. So I used what he said, and I went and bought me a stock, and it doubled. So now I'm like, should I put more money on that? Or should I find another company that sells the same thing and see how well they're doing? It's interesting. It's like a little high because you're doing a risk, but then it's a risk with your money. So you got to look at it and say, is this money that I'm willing to lose? Because you can lose everything in a day just like you gain, so yeah. So yeah, that's just something I figured I would throw out there for you guys. But if you're interested in the stock that I bought that doubled, I would put it on the community page if you want me to. No, I mean, like I said, I started out with $50. So $50 is something that I would probably spend, hell, 2 packs of cigarettes is half of that. So my thing is, if I buy 4 packs of cigarettes, that's the $50 that I put on that, stock. And now I actually got $54 back. So I got my money back, and I still got money out there. Okay, I don't know who's typing for you, Chris and Sandy, but I'm a little confused in your message. Now, what I won't do is buy stock where I have to have somebody else manage it, other than my 401k. And even with that nowadays, you can go in and decide how much you want to invest and where you want it invested. Do you want stuff that, you're investing and it's going to do a slow growth over time, or you want to be more aggressive? So I do like that, but I don't mess with it. I just let them do it. Yeah, but these are just people who were just doing it on their own. Just like, all I'm going to do is put on the community page the name of the stock that I bought, and then if you decide to do it, that's on you. I am not a broker. I am not investor on Wall Street or some crap like that. I'm just trying this out, and I said it's on Cash App, so you know damn well I ain't no big time investor. But, if you have money that you have to play with, because things have gotten ridiculous, the cost of things is just ridiculous right now. Why do you figure you've been talking too much, Chris? I don't understand crypto and Bitcoin. I don't understand it. My sister deals with one of them. I'm not sure which one it is. And apparently she does pretty good, but I don't understand it. Well, if they're a trader and they decide they want to put their stuff out there, because don't you have to be a licensed person to be a trader? I am not a trader. This is just something that I just thought I would try out. So don't take me for knowing what the hell she's doing, because she don't. I mean, I have, and the thing is, I have sat down and looked at, like what Chris is talking about. They'll show you over a period of time and when you should buy, when you should sell, and all this stuff. I'm just not that interested in it. I'm just not. It's sort of like getting a new phone. I'm not tech savvy. As y'all see, I got a damn intro and it hasn't been connected to no damn video yet. There are certain things I'm interested in and I'm not. Like if you gave me a case study on all the evilness going on in our world or something like that, yeah, I could sit down and read that, work with it, whatever. But if I gotta sit down and figure out how to use my new phone, I'd rather call my son and he tell me how to do what it is I want to do. Yeah, Amazon and Teslas are expensive though. Oh well, I'm not earning 200,000 a year, and if I did, I don't know if I would want to invest. And I can't. But it's money is. I think money is one of those things. It doesn't matter where you're at on the ladder. Okay, so if you're a person that, like here, minimum wage was literally $7.25, and in some places they still try to give you that. Most of them have gone up since COVID, and you're getting paid about 15. But also you've seen that food and everything has gone up too. So let's say if you're making the $15 an hour, I think money is relative to where you're at. If your rent is 1,100 a month, and you got a car note, and you got insurance, and you got kids, and you got electric, and all those things, your $15, you barely, if you have money left over. So, I look at, you do what you can do where you're at. Now, if you gave that same person that made $15 an hour a bonus of 5,000, that would seem like a lot of money, would it not? But if you take the person that's in the, well, we don't even have middle class anymore, but let's say we did. The person that's making, I'm gonna say middle class. They're not middle class yet. They're between lower end and middle class. Let's say that they're making $50,000 a year. A $5,000 bonus would still be great, but it wouldn't mean as much as the person that's making $15 an hour. But then if you take the person that's making 100,000, 120, 125, $5,000 does not seem a whole lot. So money is relative to where you're at. $1 can mean the difference, or can be different for each person. Am I making sense? If I'm homeless on the street and I ain't got no money, $1 means a lot. If I'm sitting in my house and I need to pay some bills, $1 may not mean as much. If I'm living in a mansion, $1 may be something that I use to light my dang on cigar. What's the tax rate here? Depends on how much you make. I am at the point where I have to pay back, so I'm always trying to find deductibles. So, yeah. I used to love when tax season came around because I knew I was going to get a return. That was like extra money coming back. Oh, I would have to look that up. I'm not sure because I'm always just looking at where I'm at. I'm not sure. I'll let you know though, Chris. Well, I have the condo, but I've been trying to see. I don't think I can make anything. I don't think I can get any deductibles on the land because I hadn't done anything but like keep it cut and looking nice. So I hadn't put anything on there. So I don't know if I can. I don't think I can get any deductibles off that. But we can talk about it because tax season is definitely coming up. Do I still have my fine china? Oh, okay. Maybe we need to have a whole. You know what would be good? Chris and Lovecraft, those of you who know about taxes, maybe we should have a whole session like in November and December talking about taxes, because taxes will be coming up. And now people are getting their W-2s and stuff from their companies in December, early in December, and doing their taxes. So maybe we can do a tax show. Um, the tax laws changed so much that I cannot even say that I'm up on them like I used to be. When I had more properties, I was much more involved in the being up on the taxes, but so now you got Beverly going to get a cheesecake, Lovecraft. Um, I'm trying to figure out what is with the China question. Cherokee say, what the hell y'all talking about, Sandy and Chris? I had China. I don't know if you would call it fine China, but I bought some China when I was in Korea. It was beautiful. Red is my favorite color. It had big old red flowers on it. But I lost it in storage. And then my mom gave me her fine China that my stepdad had bought in Japan, and I still ain't told her that I lost that in the storage too. So right now, I have no China. And the thing was, it was crazy because we never used it. I don't think those dishes ever got ate. Now, my mom's, maybe we did, but my dishes never got ate off of. Never. It was just something that I had. I have a fetish, and I know this is crazy, about glasses and dishes. I love Facebook Marketplace. I used to love Craigslist, but people got a little weird on Craigslist. But the china that they have that has the scenes on it, like from England. What's it called? Where Martin at? Help me out. It has like different scenes, like you can get it in blue, red. I got curtains. Not tulle. I shouldn't have said fetish, Mr. Johnny. We ain't talking about fetish. It's made in England. Is the it's English china, but they use it. You can buy it because I have curtains that I bought it in, where it's like a scene, like you may see the people in the houses and all that. What's it called? Oh my gosh, I can see it and I cannot get the name out. But I bought some from a lady and it was like 50 some pieces for a really inexpensive rate. But it was the red, it wasn't the blue. And I really love the red. So I have that, and you could tell that it's older because it kind of had the ivory. Bone china stuff will get like a beige color as time goes on. But I bought that, and like I said, I decorated my whole dining room with it to match the curtains. To match the china. So what I've been doing now is, instead of buying it straight out, if I find some that I like that's pretty, I'll buy it off of. No, it's like it shows cottages and all that. It's not called Royal Dalton. It's, I don't know why Tool keeps coming to my head, but that's not it. It's a certain style. Yes, that number 3. But it's not the blue, it's the red. It's very pretty. I've always liked it. But who is that talking about they were downsizing? I am trying so hard to downsize. But it'll have a scene where it has like the landscape and the people may be in the garden looking like they're talking to each other. It's very pretty, but it's very English. I am trying to become a minimalist, and I am not doing a good job. Since I've been packing and getting rid of stuff, so far I have 2 bags, and that makes no sense because I got a lot of shit. I am just, my son says I'm a hoarder. I don't think I'm a hoarder, but maybe I am. Because have you ever tried to, hi, One Man's Wish? I was talking about you the other day. I did. Did you have a good week? I was talking to my sister about you and how you came into the chat. But I've been trying since I'm moving and, trying to downsize. But every time I think about giving away something, I'm like, well, I could probably use that later, or I might need it, and then I really don't need it. So I'm really needing to get a grip on the whole thing about being more of a minimalist. Because I really do want to, like I said, I'm getting rid of this furniture that's behind me. It's going to the condo. I really want to be a minimalist where my house is very clean and sleek. Because as you get older, you don't want to dust shit, and all that. It's just getting to be too much. But I hate getting rid of stuff. And my thing is, I don't really like selling things. I've sold chairs before and different things. But I'm really not a person that likes to sell stuff, so I'll give it away. If I have something and somebody needs it, I'll just give it away because I figure somebody needs it. I'm not a big person of trying to, I probably lose a lot of money by not being more proactive in trying to get finances. I'm thinking about maybe having a yard sale because I have stuff that I have not ever used, which is ridiculous. When I give stuff to Goodwill, half the bag is clothes I've worn, maybe once, and the other half is clothes I've never worn. I am, like I said, I got two bags, and I got a closet in one of the extra bedrooms full of shoes that I can no longer wear because I have arthritis in my knees, and I was a pump girl. I have nice looking legs. I used to love to wear a mini dress with some pumps. I will still wear a mini dress, mind you. I just can't wear the pumps with it. If I haven't used it in the last 6 months, it needs to be, girl. That would be half the stuff in my house. If not all of it. If not all of it. There are clothes that I have never ever worn. There are clothes that's in the garage that I know I haven't worn in the last 6 months. It's just that, I don't know. Well, I was going to have my son, it depends. If I can get my son and his roommate to help me, because people are crazy. They try to steal. I've done them in the past, but I didn't have any issues, but that was many years ago. But I could put it on Facebook Marketplace and just do like a porch pickup, something like that. Because I do like that, though I know people have had bad experiences with Facebook Marketplace. I have to say, I've had really good experiences. Most of the time, it's people my age selling stuff. Or like when I sold the chairs, it was an older couple coming to pick up the chairs. And I make sure they normally, that was the only time I ever had them pick up from my house. Most of the time, if I'm buying, I meet them out somewhere. Oh, Chris, that's not a man thing. I have a basket and a drawer full of cords that go to what? I don't know. I'm sure some of them are Android phones. Some of them are cables that I know go to desktop computers. I don't even really, maybe to the keyboard. I don't know, but for some reason, I just won't throw these dang on cords out. You funny, Lovecraft. I have some of the red, yellow, and white cords, but in my mind, I'm thinking maybe I might need them in the future. Sort of like I don't have a VCR or VHS, whatever, anymore, VCR, but I would probably keep the cords to it just in case. I don't know why. It's a crazy thing when you start cleaning out your home and getting rid of stuff. And I know that. So you know what? Maybe I should do that tomorrow. Go ahead and just cut my losses and get rid of the cords. Okay, so now you're telling me to get rid of them, but now you're telling me I should keep one of anything that's obsolete? Very true. Very true. But Peaches, if you already have it, you don't have to spend the money to buy a new one. Like, I know some of those phone chargers I cannot use on my iPhone. I know I have chargers that I cannot use on the iPhone. That is ridiculous. I should have gotten rid of them. And then sometimes I'm not sure what they charge. Like, is this charger the one I use for the scrubber for my face? Or is it the one that I use for the thing that I use to... I mean, I have different things that I have to use the cables for. I probably should just figure out what cable goes to what and then throw away the other ones. Oh, we're not going to talk about old phones. I have an old phone or two in my drawer. I have an old phone, house phone, that I've never really used. I think I have two. Good night, Janelle. I hope Sunday service is wonderful. Okay. Hey, Tashana. Are you guys still in Florida? But yeah, I just got stuff that I just need to just say I'm through with it. Pots and pans. I don't know why I keep pots and pans that I don't use. And kitchen appliances. Like, I buy shit that I'm never going to use. Like, why did I buy a breakfast sandwich maker? Have no clue. Never used it. At one time, I had 3 bread makers. I have yet to make bread in my whole life. Right now, I have some type of toaster. I don't even know what I bought it for. It's some type of toaster thing that I'm just like, rotisserie. Hated it because it takes too long to cook. I had the George Foreman chicken thing. Don't know why I bought that. Oh, so you're in Kentucky now. Hi, it's Miss Chrissy. Girl, I had 3 bread makers. Never made bread. Never. That was crazy. I like glasses too. I like wine glasses. I like glasses to drink out of. I like giving glasses. I gave my coworkers one year crystal water glasses, just because I am a glass person. I don't know why. I just am. I don't even want to. What does an Instapot do? I probably don't need to know. Oh, you're from Antarctica? Scott Base. Are you in the military? Is that Niall? Wow, Antarctica. Welcome. Thank you. Okay, can y'all get rid of Kizard87? And Freaky Sass. Okay, they is just really off the chain. We'll go for so long with nobody, and then I see that we get some people that just want to cut the food. And you know what's so funny? Now I use my melon baller, but I could not find a potato peeler this morning. I was making me some hash browns. I could not find a potato peeler. I do have a cheese cutter. Don't know why I bought that. Oh, Brazil. Well, welcome. Really? Now that's interesting. That you're down there to study squids. Wow. Yeah, I have all kind of stuff that I don't need. Steak knives that I don't use anymore, and they probably couldn't cut a steak if I wanted them to. I don't know why I don't throw them away. Oh my gosh, what? I have two sets of tones. One's a long one, one's a short one. Well, thank you, John from Brooklyn. Thank you very much. Okay, why I thought I got rid of that person. I think I did. And you really do forget about what you have until you start trying to pack it up. It's crazy. It is just really crazy. And we really don't need as many of the same thing as we have. Hello, I hate all of you. You know what? I'm not sure, because it's not like I came from an era where I didn't have, or my mom threw away my stuff, or I've always had an overabundance of things. I just think I might have a little bit of a hoarding tendency. For some reason, and it's not even like I have a real attachment to you, or attachment to them. Hi, I hate you, all of you. I don't know. I really don't. Peaches and cream, I really don't know what it is. I have wondered. Because I will keep that stuff and still go buy something new in the same category or the same thing. Oh, so you're moving to North Carolina? You're in South Carolina now, right, Cherokee? Are you moving for a job, family? Why are you moving to North Carolina? So you're moving for job? You know, Charlotte is the booming city for right around us. Atlanta's supposed to be the New York of the South. But Charlotte is really, really growing. So is Greenville. I'm not a big city person at all. Um, when my family migrated from Georgia up to Michigan, my mom's side of the family, everybody moved to Detroit. But because my mom was married to a military man, we did not. And I'm glad we didn't. I'm not. I like visiting. It's even when my family from Detroit migrated back to the South, they went back. They went to Atlanta because it's a big city. I'm not a big city person. Never really cared for the big city. I go visit them because they live in the outskirts. You know, it's fun to visit the city. I had a nice day. I hope you had a nice day too. I like what the city provides for you, such as if you want to see, you know, plays and different type of things in the arts. Um, if you want to go to certain stores and things like that, restaurants, it's great to visit, but I always want to come back home to the country. I'm with you, Peace. Pretty much now, the things that I buy is like for the grandkids. Oh, okay. Yep, Charlotte is booming. Charlotte is expensive. I went to Charlotte. First, I got a ticket because I didn't realize that once you leave South Carolina and you're on the North Carolina side, they have the carpool lane. I don't think we have any carpool lanes in South Carolina that I know of. So I'm in the lane that I thought was the fast lane, but it was the carpool lane, and of course I went carpooling. So they gave me a ticket. I didn't even know I got a ticket. They took a picture of my license plate, and about 2 or 3 weeks later, I got a ticket in the mail, and I'm trying to figure out, oh, this isn't me. But then when I looked at the picture, of course it was a picture of my license plate, and I'm just like, what the hell? I didn't even know that I wasn't supposed to be in that lane because I'm not from North Carolina. And then I just went to visit Charlotte because everybody was saying, oh, you should go see Charlotte. It's up and booming. But they called their downtown uptown. So I went to uptown, and they were doing a lot of construction and working on the streets. But I stayed in one of the, I want to say it's the Hilton or the Marriott. It might be Marriott because I like Marriott better. But I was floored because it was right downtown. So to be able to pull into where you park your car in the garage, I kept passing it. And because they were doing work downtown, I kept going. I had to circle the block about 4 times before I finally was able to get up into the parking area. And then the way the hotel was set up, you came in on, I guess where I was at, I came in on like the second level. So I'm thinking that the lobby is on the first level, but it wasn't. It was on the third level. Something crazy altogether. I did a lot of walking, to say the least. But I had to pay for parking, which tripped me out because I was like, what the hell? Parking? $50 a night for parking. And then my son was saying he had to pay $75 a night in Atlanta. That was crazy to me. In South Carolina, I have never had to pay for parking at a hotel. Thank you, Chris or Sandy. And we don't have rude people in our chat. We get along very well. We respect each other's opinions and what we have to say. And, something like that is pretty crass. Because this is what I have to say. Sarah, I'm not sure where you're from, and I don't even know if you know your history. But, if you live in the United States, this was not a country that was discovered. There were people already here that was native to the country. So anybody that came in after that, they are all immigrants. So Sarah, Not sure where you're from, but we could easily say to you, go back to, I'm going to say, I'm probably thinking your European background. I mean, I don't even know why people say that. Go back to wherever. Everybody in the United States is an immigrant unless you're a Native American. Thank you, Cherokee. So it's stupid, but people don't know their history. I don't even know why they seem to think that they have a market on the United States or any country. Nobody owns a country. That's crazy. And to be honest, we don't even own land when we think we own land. Because anytime you got to pay taxes on something and they can take it from you if you don't pay the taxes, you don't own it. They just make us think that we do. So yeah, Sarah, you might want to get the hell out of the chat. Get on out. Thank you, Brad Pitt. Hey, Nick, I saw you. I know, and I hate the way they treat the Aborigines. And I think it's because of color. To be honest, Sandy and Chris, I really think it's because they are darker skinned Australians. And what I have found in a lot of countries, the original or the ones native to the country were of darker persuasion, but then you have other countries that come in and invade and have sex with the women and lighten the country up. So like with the Aborigines, they are the natives of Australia, but you had other countries that came in and had sex with the Aborigine women, and so the race gets lighter. So the same thing in the Philippines. When I went to the Philippines, the Negrigos, which is the natural or native people of the Philippines, were of darker persuasion. But because you had Asia and all these other countries coming in invading the Philippines, they're now a lighter race. And so they're always the ones that I guess would have privilege, as we talked about earlier. That's my sister, Black Fuego, my baby sister. Hey. Thank you, Lovecraft. We done had a lot of trolls in the chat tonight. They be tripping so hard. And I think they just be trying to get a rise out of people. And I just really don't have the bull crap for it. And Lovecraft and Martin, y'all have been on the ball tonight with the trolls. Thank you. They surely can. I mean, these countries were already discovered. That is amazing to me how you are so bold that you bring your little ship over to another country and decide, ooh, I'm going to discover this. And I'm going to bring it underneath us because I've discovered it. And they lied to us all these years in the United States that Christopher Columbus discovered America, which was bullshit. There was no discovery because there were already somebody here. That's just like me going to my neighbor's house and putting down a flag in their front yard saying, I have now discovered this land and this house, and other people are already living there. Oh, I can definitely make you a mod. You sure can, because there's some nights that I have more than just Martina and Lovecraft. I don't know. I had about 5 mods, but only 2 show up. So yeah. You should have a wrench next to your name now, whichever Chris or Sandy. I never know which one, but Chris seems to be here a lot for us. What time is it? There you go. You got you a wrench. You are now officially a mod, Chris. So, guys, I wanted to 11:16. Oh, thank you. So, because I've been on here, I was talking to my sister earlier, and I told her I have got to get off the phone because I got to do a live tonight. I have not done a live for my people, and I need to do a live. Yeah, you moving up, you moving on up, Chris. You are now officially a mod on my channel. Woohoo! That you are somebody now. I hope we can get to 1,500 by 2025. It's been a slow crawl, I might need to go over there and see what Meg Nasty doing, because I had a whole plethora of people that liked the stuff on her, but I kind of like the fact that I got the group that I got now who's always here, and we have great dialogue. What movie are you getting ready to watch, Cherokee? Thank you, Martina. I have really been wanting to watch Blink Twice. I'm just thinking it might be a little scary. I'm not sure. Skippy, how you gonna come in here and we do not understand what you're saying? Woman of the Hour. Seems like that's just, isn't that a new movie on Netflix? Seemed like I looked at the previews of that yesterday. Okay, yeah, I did look. On Fridays, normally Netflix and Prime would put out their new movies if they have any. And so normally on Fridays I go to look and check. I do have a list of movies I want to watch, but I just haven't been in the mood. I think I've been a little obsessed with the P. Diddy stuff. And has anybody heard about the lady that did the suitcase murder? I liked Interstellar. I like that movie. Has anybody heard about what's her name? I cannot. Why can't I think of her name? Probably because I had 2 bottles of wine. But she killed her boyfriend by him being closed up in a suitcase. Yeah, out of Florida. Sarah, what is Sarah's last name? Because the trout, I'm sorry, Parker. I scared the crap out of him. I'm sorry, boo-boo. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to wake you. It is a crazy story. And I love real crime. I mean, well, I guess there's always real crime. But I love when, watching court cases and stuff like that. Sarah Boone. Oh, wait a minute. Y'all in Australia and y'all know about Sarah Boone. That thing was so crazy. But she's even crazier. It's taken 4 years for her to finally get to where they're having a trial, and she's on her 9th lawyer. I know damn well if it was me and I had closed my boyfriend up in a suitcase, they would never have let me get 8 public assistant attorneys. Oh, okay, Cherokee. But Sandy and Chris, you see that Cherokee's oldest son is in Australia. There's no way they would let me get 8 public defenders. No way. And then she actually, I have to give her credit though. She put out a little flyer saying that she was looking for somebody to be her lawyer because she had to, the judge finally said, ma'am, you're going to have to represent yourself. And this guy out of Florida with some other lawyers that he knew are now representing her. But I think that they trying to do a little trickery because they came in late and wanted the judge to stay the case for a while. And he was like, nope. And so they've been doing some flim-flam stuff to the prosecutor. But yep. It's very interesting because I'm like this. If she manages to get off because she's trying to use battered, not ba- it's like under battered spouse, that her partner was abusive to her. My thing is this: if my boyfriend is abusive to me, and he didn't have to live there because that was her apartment, and she was paying for it because of her ex-husband giving her alimony. So the police, they were drunks, yeah, but they were alcoholics. They drank every single day till they both lost their jobs from drinking. And so my thing is this: they would fight so much that the cops came there on a regular. But when the cops would take him away, she would go bail his ass out. So my thing is, how you gonna say it's battered woman syndrome and you wanted him out the house when you would go to the jail and bail him out? And his family was like, they hated her. She said they called her the white devil. And they wanted him to come home. His parents wanted him to come home and stay with them. But he was so in love with her. They both drank so much that they were down to like 103 pounds. Both of them was very, very small. But when I seen the suitcase in court on Friday, it seemed so little for this man to climb in the suitcase and squeeze himself up in there and for her to zip him up. And she was like they were having fun. I'm going to say this. Y'all know I'll have some drinks. And I had 2 bottles tonight. This is my second bottle, but they were the small bottles. If that makes a difference, it doesn't. But no matter how much I have drank in my life, I've never climbed in a suitcase and wanted somebody to zip me up in it. Matter of fact, it didn't even have the pulley thing on the suitcase. They had a, not a clothespin, but y'all know I be forgetting stuff. The thing to hold papers together. And a rubber band on there to use that to pull the zippers to zip it up. And then she's going to say that he could get out because he had 2 fingers. He had 2 fingers that could get out the hole that was there after she closed him up. Paperclip. Thank you, Martina. You always be on it. Thanks, Nick. So now, I don't know if people realize the suitcases that they have made in the last few years, I'm going to say at least 10, that when you zip it up and flip the thing back, it locks automatically. So if it didn't have the little flip thing, it had the paper clip and the rubber band, wherever she pulled it at, it locked. So even if he had that much space to stick his 2 fingers out of, the zipper was locked. There was no way in hell that he could get his fingers through, pull the rubber band. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on. Your ass is crazy. And I always thought that the suitcase was downstairs. No. He got in the suitcase upstairs in their bedroom, and homegirl kicked the suitcase down the stairs. That's why he had so many bruising. She pushed him down the stairs in the suitcase and pushed it where it was landed in the living room. And you know what? Social media is going to be the death of so many people. This woman decided to videotape herself talking to him while he's in the suitcase, and it is so pitiful because he's in the suitcase and he's like, Sarah, I can't breathe, Sarah. You know, and she's sitting there now, she drunk as a skunk. And she told him, she was like, well, that's what you get. Now you know how I feel when you be choking me. And she told him one time when he was calling her name, she was like, that's my name, don't wear it out. I mean, she was saying some crazy ass shit to him. And this man is sitting there locked in a dang on, pretty much locked in a suitcase. And she leaves him. This is the killer. Not only do you talk crap to him and videotape it, she goes upstairs and she says she thought that he could get out the suitcase and he would come upstairs. But she fell asleep. Now this happened around, by the time she videotaped and everything, it was around 11 o'clock at night. Homegirl didn't get up and come downstairs till 1 o'clock the next day. And she was so shocked that he was dead in the suitcase. And she said she don't know what happened. She just don't understand how something happened to him. My thing is, you late, and then she said when she went upstairs, it was 30 minutes before she went to sleep. He never came upstairs. You didn't think about, you left your man that you claimed you loved downstairs in a suitcase. You should go check on him. He was saying to you, Sarah, I can't breathe. None of that dawned on her. But she's saying it's not her fault that he died. I was like, that is so freaking creepy. And even if he was whooping your ass up until that day, ma'am, you let him stay there. That was your apartment. The police had carted him off, and y'all were not even supposed to be around each other. But you would always go and get him. And so my thing is, I'm sorry. If they let her off, I know something. That's serious, and I'm going to use the word, but it's some serious privilege. Because then people were even saying, when the police came that next day, and she called, in fact, she didn't even call 911 when she found him dead. She unzipped the suitcase. He was still in there. She called her ex-husband for him to come over, and at least he had some sense. He gets to the door. He sees the man's feet hanging out the suitcase, and he's like, I'm not coming up in there. You need to call 911. So she waited for her ex-husband to get in his car, drive over to her place, come see the man, feet hanging out the suitcase, and tell her to call 911. And then, of course, dispatch is always going to want you to try to do CPR. So they told her to do that. But somehow, I don't think she did it because she said he was blue. So I don't think she even did CPR. But my thing is this. The funny thing is, after all this happened, and she told 3 different officers about this, do you know I would have taken her to the police station to question her again? But they didn't. They let her stay home. They let her stay home. And the only reason why she went to the police station the next day was to get her phone. Because they took her phone, and because she was drunk the night before, she didn't remember videotaping, talking to him in the suitcase. I have just never drank and decided I wanted to get in a suitcase. I don't know what type of games people play after they drink, but apparently they don't play the same kind that I play. Because I have never said to myself, ooh, let me see if I can squeeze, and this is when I was even smaller. Let me see if I can squeeze my ass in a suitcase and you zip me up. Who the hell does that? And she said that wasn't the first time that they did that. She actually had zipped her son up in the suitcase. I don't understand. I mean, people do some crazy shit. I don't know. I don't know what they think about once they get intoxicated. Not me. Or like the ones that'll be like, have a pull-out bed. The couch is a pull-out bed. Fold me up in there and see if they can squeeze them down into the bed. What kind of crazy shit is that? What is wrong with them? Nikki, don't follow Chris up. Don't follow Chris up. Chris be cutting up. Don't follow him up. He hasn't been in the doghouse tonight yet, but he looked like he working on it. Don't follow him up. So I'm going to say this to you guys. If you be drinking when I'm drinking, or you drinking by yourself, think about the choices you make after you've consumed too much alcohol. Don't do crazy shit like get in a suitcase. Or close yourself up in a, fold-out bed. Or, I don't know, go streaking in your neighborhood with no clothes on. Who are you talking about, Chris? You talking about Sandy? talking about took somebody to the forest and zipped her up. Sandy let somebody take her to the forest and zipped her up in a suitcase. Oh, yeah. Sandy, you gotta explain to me what the hell is this shit about getting zipped up in a suitcase? I don't understand that. And no, sir, you will not be zipping me up in a suitcase, and you damn well ain't taking me. First of all, you ain't taking me to the forest, and then you gonna put me in a suitcase? Oh no. There were safe words. Okay, that's a little bit past my safe. That's a little bit past my safe. But you know, everybody got their little kinky, freaky things they like to do. But that's past Deborah's safe. Locking her up in a suitcase, taking her to the woods. Yeah, we not doing that. We not doing that. And I don't even see how that would make me sexually aroused. But yeah, everybody's different. Nikki, I don't know what happened, but what I do know is there's another case in that same city. And did you hear? Because there was another. There's two cases going on. You have the one where the guys died in the backyard, but you have where another female, her and her boyfriend was out hanging out with some friends, and these are police officers. And so one guy invites everybody back to his house. The girlfriend didn't want to go, but she dropped her boyfriend off. But somehow he died outside, and they're trying to blame her. They found that the police station is crooked. The police officers, a lot of police officers are crooked. They just got a lot going on in that city. And so they're trying to say that the two cases are tied together somehow because of the police officers, because the guy, that died, his friends were police officers. It's just a mess. It is a mess. Sandy, how did you get a friend to come and get you? Did you have a phone inside the suitcase with you? Chris might be into some kinky stuff, but I'm going to tell y'all, yeah, baby done got a little bit older now. Don't be closing each other up in suitcases, okay? Yeah. I've been watching a lot of the true crime lately, so yeah, there's two cases. And they have tried to railroad the lady whose boyfriend died in the snow. They're saying he never made it in the house. She says she dropped him off. But I don't know what's the deal with them letting folks die in the snow up there. But the police department was trying to blame her, but they found video recordings, not video, but phone recordings of the police officers talking about her and saying all kinds of stuff about her that they should not have said. It's just been a big shit show up there. But you say you're not into that, Chris? Okay, backyard fun country. We're just eating cornstarch. Well, I like cornstarch. Yeah, I don't know what I would think if one of my friends called me and was like, hey, Deb, I'm in the woods, and the person I was with zipped me up in a suitcase, and I'm going to need to see if you can come and get me out. All right, Chris. See you later. You say, no, you're not a freak? I don't know, Sandy. You say you're not going to throw Chris under the bus? Go ahead. Throw him under the bus, Sandy. We won't tell. We won't tell Chris next time you're working and he's the only one in the chat. I'm sure we all got some crazy stories if we decided to tell them. Maybe we should do like Posse Parker After Dark and we can tell some of our crazy stories. I'm sure it would be very, very, very interesting. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys. Let's see. I've been on here over 3 hours. So, oh, his foot thing. Oh, so you're not really telling, but you're sort of kind of telling. He got a little foot fetish, does he? Do you know there are a lot of pages with people doing feet stuff? There's good money in feet. There is. I did not realize how much money it was in showing your feet. It always go fast, Martina. It does. You know, sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I'll be thinking about maybe I should do a couple of little feet videos and see how much money I get. I mean, because I'm serious. Just people squishing jello or, you know, being in oatmeal and stuff. People, I don't even understand it. As a therapist, but I do realize everybody has their thing. But sometimes I'll be like, how does that turn you on? But hey, there are a lot of women making money off of using their feet. Lovecraft, thank you, and Martina so much for being super boss. Chris said he gonna be rich. You guys are awesome. Thanks, Nick. Love you guys. Sandy and Chris, of course, you know, I'm always looking for you all, our Australian compadres. Everybody else in the chat. Marta, you got to work tomorrow? Martina, I need to know one thing. Do you know how to make good beans and rice? Black beans and rice? I really, really want some. Miss Cox, good night. Coming out the bushes, huh? Good night, nice. Oh, nice. We getting ready to leave. You say you back now. We getting ready to go. Good night, Phil. Black Fuego, don't get in the middle of me and Martin are talking about beans and rice, ma'am. Okay? So it's morning in the Philippines and morning in Australia. Okay, is in pigeon peas the same as black beans for us? Do you have a recipe for that? Okay, 11:40. No, pigeon peas are not the same? But aren't pigeon peas black? Or am I wrong? Or could I substitute black beans for pigeon peas? And do they sell pigeon peas here? I can find what on Google? How to make black beans and rice? Martha, you are not being no help tonight, ma'am. Just so you know. Okay? I thought you would have a home recipe, like home, you know. Of course I can find it on Google, but it's not the same. Oh, they're expensive? Okay. Alright. Alright, people, since I can't get a good beans and rice recipe from Martina, I guess I will go ahead and get off. I might try to make up and come tomorrow. We'll see how I feel, because y'all know that I am wishy-washy. I am a wishy-washy YouTuber. Well, I just wanted a recipe from somebody, you know, like somebody that makes it homemade, you know, versus, you know, things just taste better when it's homemade. Alright, good people. Love you, love you, love you. Thank you for coming in. I am going to thank you, Martina. And I'm going to get off here and call it a night. And maybe I will go watch the movie that Cherokee is watching. Maybe we should all watch it this weekend and we can have a chit chat about it. Good night, everybody.